Hello, Professor Woods. This is my student art video analysis for Art 305, and my name is Argin Baharians. My first painting I'll be analyzing was Weeping Willow and the Water Lily Pond by Claude Monet. Claude Monet was born in Paris, France on November 14, 1840 and died in Giverny on December 5, 1926. He was a French painter who became one of the founders of the Impressionist art style. Impressionist art style is a late 1990s century art. It's a term using to describe that era of art. Monet is mostly known for his Water Lily series. His Water Lily series is comprised of approximately 250 oil paintings of water lilies. He would draw these water lilies from around the late 1890s until he died in 1926. Jude Weltham from Britannica writes, almost as passionate a gardener as he was a painter, Monet bought a boggy piece of land next to his house in Giverny, France in 1892 with the intention of transforming it into a Japanese water garden. For the pleasure of the eye and the motives to paint, he created a pond surrounded by weeping willows and covered the exotic water lilies, which became the focus of his art for the rest of his life. Claude Monet had many, 250 paintings of these water lilies, but one that really caught my eye in the Getty was the Weeping Willow and the Water Lily Pond. Monet painted the Weeping Willow and the Water Lily Pond in the later years of his life, around the age of 67. In this painting, you can see a pond with water lilies, which Monet was known for, and in the pond you can see a reflection of a massive willow trunk. The reflection of the trunk is from the tree that lays on a bed of grass located right next to the pond. The plunging view down from the pond's edge compresses it into a single vertical plane of the massive willow trunk overhanging foliage and the reflective surface of the water, which is punctuated by floating lily pads. This was a painting of his backyard property from that garden, the garden he made, the garden he spent so many years painting. Monet used lighter shades of blue in the pond so you can see the reflection of the enormous tree trunk. And he also paints the willow trunk with this hue of pink, and the pink, in my opinion, really makes the trunk pop out. It's not a background, it's in your face. It's the main attraction, including the pond and the water lilies. In this painting, there are only about 4 colors, I would say, that you could really see. There's the different shades of green, blue, pink, and brown that really make everything pop out. It's also the way he shades them and puts them all together, which is very impressive to me. The next painting I will do is Irises by Vincent van Gogh. Vincent van Gogh was a late 19th century post-impressionist artist. He was one of the founding fathers of the post-impressionism art. Vincent van Gogh was born in Groot Zundert, North Brabant, Netherlands on March 30th, 1853. Ever since Van Gogh was a child, he had shown that he had these destructive anger issues, these mood swings, just a bunch of mental problems. But these emotions are what fueled his imagination to draw all these art pieces we love till this day. One of his most famously known art pieces is called Irises. Irises has many bright colors and distinctive lines, allowing you to see everything clearly and differentiate the painted irises. He started learning these techniques in 1886 when he moved in with his brother Theo. He quickly became acquainted with the young painters of the era, who were at the forefront of the most innovative artistic movements influenced by the work of the Impressionists as well as Japanese artists. Van Gogh's style began to evolve. His colors brightened and his brushstrokes refined according to the shape of the objects, writes Imagine Van Gogh. A couple of years later, Van Gogh had a severe mental breakdown in an argument with his friend. In that mental breakdown, he cut off his ear, and that's when he realized he needed help. He needed help with his mental problems. So he put himself into a mental asylum located in Saint-Rémy-de-Provence in the south of France. It was in that very asylum that he drew Irises. So irises was his first means of recovery. So basically, what he did is he painted the asylum garden. Van Gogh used many strong and bright colors to draw these irises. The solid and bright colors work because of the way he portrays each iris. Each iris is different from the next. He does this by changing the lining of each flower stem. The Getty writes, each one of Van Gogh's irises is unique. He carefully studied their movements and shapes to create a variety of curved silhouettes bounded by wavy twisting and curling lines. The painting's first owner, French art critic Octave Mirbeau, one of Van Gogh's earliest supporters, wrote how well he was understood the exquisite nature of flowers. There are other flowers in this painting. You see a bed of flowers behind the irises, but it's really the irises that take you away. The irises are the main center of focus in this picture, in this painting. And he does this by really making the irises have these bold colors, and you could really see the irises because they're so well lined. The lining is just bold and it's nice. He learned how to paint landscapes like this garden of irises because he lived in the south of France, and that's where he learned how to draw landscapes very well. Thank you, Professor. Those are my two paintings, Irises by Vincent van Gogh and Willow Wood and the Lily Pond by Water Lily Pond, sorry. Weeping Willow and the Water Lily Pond by Claude Monet. Thank you.